Let me have this conversation with y'all before I take this walk. So I was walking to the food bank today, taking my daily walk, and I seen this dude. He was going to the food bank too, and it was closed because of the freeze warning, right? And it was closed because of the freeze warning. And he was younger than me, and this is when I knew inside my spirit that God made me. Anyone that's older, regardless, woman or man, when you get to a certain age, you have two options. You can become the leader or the teacher, however you want to words you want to put it. You can become the teacher, or you can remain the student with the new students. Basically, you can be kept back and be a 20-year-old high schooler, or you could evolve yourself and go to university and teach the others. There's only two, because the thing is, we think that life stopped when when the government tell us we're done learning. Life is the school. So you got two options to continually learn and evolve and pass it on, or be stagnant and stay just like the ones coming up and just be older. So for some reason, this dude was like looking at me. I'm like, okay, he want to talk. He want to say something. So he goes to the food bank, right? And they close because of the freeze warning. That's not even really freezing. They doing this. The government is doing a freeze warning because they're doing something else in the background, and they just telling us it's a freeze warning. Like, one thing about Satan that I do appreciate is that he's very simple and when it comes to his trickery. So Satan can't produce new ideas. So he used the same old swag over and over and over. And he just waits until the generation changes, and then he'll redo it. He do Batman, the one Batman with Jim Carrey. Then he do Batman in 2026. Then he gonna do Batman in 2050. Like, he don't got no new ideas. So that's the benefit. Thankful to God. That's the benefit of dealing with a adversary that don't got no new moves. You those that are with God can be innovative. Those that are with Satan, not so lucky. So, anyways, he's talking about conspiracies, this, and the third. And the one thing he said that really shifted my mindset, even though I always knew it. He says, man, the food bank closed. I just need some food. So they can't open for like 3 hours, you know what I'm saying, and go home. You got the grocery store open, you got the corner store open, you got the American Deli open. He say, because I need to get me and my girl something. We staying at my homegirl house. So I'm like, this is how it starts. You have inadequate men. Because think about women that they won't admit. Women need men. It's a necessity for them. It's not a want, a if. They need men. And the weaker the man is, the easier it is to coerce him and to just letting him bond with you. If a woman is bonding with you too much, you can't even make moves. But men that have no natural ingenuity, no natural desire, no natural ambition to actually do anything, this is easy peasy. This is a blessing from God. And I looked at him and I'm like, what is your purpose? Like, who are you? Mind you, I don't know this dude from nothing. It's just that, it was a younger guy, and I knew he needed some guidance. So I'm talking, I'm saying, like, stay up. Not once did he say he want a job. That's the one thing. He never said nothing. He was content in his homelessness, which is not far fetched for Atlanta. Sad to say. So I look at him and I say, man, take this food. He was apprehensive. I gave him my food because I went to another food bank. And I was like, get this to you and your girl. Because I can fast my way through days. Even with a messed up hip, even in my predicament, I still know that others, God put me in his path so I could give him the food. I'll just put it like that. But I started really reflecting on, like, is this it for us? Maybe this is it for us. Maybe this is our sin. He said, I don't got no food It's like the entitlement of the homeless, the entitlement of those that don't have, the entitlement of the beggar. Maybe that's what I should title this. The entitlement of the beggar. He had no desire to actually work and get anything. All he did was know more about poverty. He was like, yeah, yeah. So we about to go back to the shelter after this little freeze thing go over. And I'm like, not once did you say you want a job to help you and your girl. And this is the reason why I don't like these situations. Women desire connection. Women desire connection. I can bet you by next year he gonna get that girl pregnant. That's the thing. If a man has no ambition, that's why women get mad. Even in the higher the woman is, if she has no desire to evolve herself, she'll get mad when a man wants to do more for his life because it's less time with her. So I'm looking at him. I'm like, you don't have no ambitions. And I'm thinking, if you get this girl pregnant, which she will allow him to do, then now you got another baby on the planet with no working father and no working mother. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I was like, God, you want me to fight for this? And God said, you will do my will. And that's when I knew. I was like, maybe I'm entitled because I'm doing God's work. But as you can see, I'm broke. As you can see, I don't got no money. I don't even got a car. But I'm letting it flow because I have belief. I'm letting it flow because I know that he has a bigger will. I might just be a pawn in his game for another end. I do this because there were slaves that knew there weren't going to be pretty endings for them, and they still did what they did. But I do know I don't want to be attached to this storyline. If this is what we are as a people, I ain't with y'all. Because there is more to us. There is more to humanity. It ain't even about black. It ain't even about melanin. We are the first, and we will be the last. But it's like, it's the image. If this is all we are, maybe the white should have killed us all before. Because what's the use of living a life if you're a fragment of what you used to be? It's just sad. So I gave him the food and I went home. And I gave my neighbor a little bit of rest of the food too. But this is the year that I really am going to max out because it's like, this is probably what God needed me to see. He put me in Atlanta so it could eat at my pride. Because you really can't talk shit about your people. You know, we the best doing this, that, if this is a part of your story. You know, and I know a lot of Africans, you know, they from the perspective of blacks, they say that Africans don't like blacks. And you know, apparently blacks don't like Africans. But that's coming out of emotions. It's not a true philosophy. It's not a true ideology. I'll tell you this from being half African, half indigenous. Africans don't not like blacks because we don't like them. Africans don't like blacks because blacks have a natural state of slave spirit. If that makes sense. Blacks have a natural propensity to become stagnant. You get what I'm saying? Blacks have a natural spirit of trauma that they can't flesh out because they won't admit that it's happening. You know what I'm saying? Jokes can't heal everything. Blacks have a natural desire for pleasure without works. That's what the difference of an African can work till they die and have 2% of pleasure and still be good. Am I gonna say that is better? Is it good or is it better or worse? You need both to have a fulfilled life, pleasure and work. We're just opposite sides of the same coin. That's why Africans and blacks have this bond that we can't explain because the black knows the nature of pleasure. That's why they were enslaved because they was chilling too much when the white man gave them the smallpox blanket. I bet you if they gave that blanket to the Africans, it would not work the same way. Now, the downfall to the African is that they understood the work of humanity too much, to where when it came to producing a well-rounded individual, they couldn't do it. Is one better than the other? No. It's like the mother and the father. They both hold very important and pertinent skill sets to making the greatest human. And the reason why other ethnicities thrive, I won't say thrive, but they have this natural like desire for the black is because who's gonna deny pleasure as a human? They know who's gonna turn the other cheek, who's gonna deny what they are. A black person will. Is it the truth? Yes. Is it sad? Yes. Can they do better? Yes. But you have to acknowledge the pain before the prosperity comes along. And that's something blacks have issues with doing. One, we don't like talking issues. We don't like putting out our business. We don't like um we don't like therapy, even if it's not with a white man and white woman. Even if it's just interpersonal therapy with a homie or a friend. We don't like expressing our dark side, our darkness, unless we're exposing it in an ignorant way. They'll do the whole reality show. We do that all the time. That's expressing emotions, but it's from darkness and not from the light. Because that's what the white man had us do the whole time. So we're good at doing that, and that's why we have to God's will. We have to come together. Otherwise, we'll have to separate. Because there's only two ways for change. You either adapt and become one with something else for a better future, or you separate and don't become with another, and you see where it takes you. Both ways, the individual will make a choice. You either bond or you separate. Either way, the story still will be told. Who knew this was what maturity would who knew this is what maturity was? Who knew this is what growing up was? If I knew this, I mean, there is no other option. I was gonna say leave, but the only way to leave is to commit suicide or for someone to kill you or just leave in a different realm in your mind. I took option 3 because I'm definitely not gonna kill myself, and I'm definitely too prideful to have someone kill me. It's all God's will, but I will remain deceased through detachment. If that makes sense. You can die from people's lives. You can die from jobs. You can die from relevance. I will do that. There's a lot of friendships that I had die because it was necessary. You know, the worst part of life is the fact that we have to sacrifice so much prior to the promise or the success. It might come 50 years later, 30 years later. No one knows. Well, I guess this is why we all came to Earth, right? We can't complain now. Stay up. I know it's difficult. Stay with God.